new Reaper run or the new patch. I'm a little bit late as I've been away for traveling for the weekend, but it's got several new items, a new recipe and a new item, I should say, Corrupted Crystal and Pandemonium. We'll probably check them out in our run now, both of them, as they are somewhat linked together. There's also been a bunch of balance changes, TLDR, Crossblades nerf, shields nerfed a bit, and some Goobit buffs. Blood Goobit buff. Blood Excalibur got buffed as well. Let's go. Now that I'm not paying taxes to the almighty King Goobit of the Rainbow Kingdom, my rank can actually go up now. It's great. I feel free. I feel free to climb ranks. I'm not constantly failing and losing ranks trying to get Goobits. I felt good to finally pull it off though. It felt good to finally make the Rainbow Goobit. Wait, rank is meant to go up? Well, not when you're paying your taxes to Lord Rainbow Goobit. Your rank, you give him your ranks instead. So, the recipe is this. I did a run before stream today. I did a run off stream, unrecorded run, and I must say, just in that one run where I played around with Corrupted Crystals and the new pan, I was very impressed. Both seem quite strong. The crystals particularly so. So we'll see the crystals soon. They do some things related to fatigue and low life extra damage and armor gain on debuffs. So they're very Reaper-y, but that said, and these are now separated, you'll see. That said, it is not exclusive to the Reaper. Ranger can use them as well. So the Pandemonium is a new pan, the opposite of the noble and bright Excalibur. Pandemonium, when the starred food's around it, and notice the unique star pattern, it inflicts poison. And when your opponent is at low life, the diamond item triggers faster. So you can use that to try and finish them off, or close out a long match potentially. So that is rather interesting. And that starred and diamond items can be the same item too. So you can put like a mushroom there and it'll saute them both in the diamond and the star. It's rather interesting. The crystals you can actually, I would like an item library in addition to the recipes, right? Like another page that was like item library, like a book here, and you can look at the items, all the items you've used before. Once you've used them, you unlock them in the library. That would be a very cool feature, devs. So strategy. We build food, fry pan, and sturdy early game victories. We don't have to pay taxes to things like Goobits and other ridiculous recipes. And then around round 6-ish, we roll and try and get dark crystals and upgrade our pan and start building out from there. And we can also transition into a bit of like maybe a potion build as well. I'm thinking fatigue, potion, poison stacking is kind of the strategy I'm thinking here. So we'll start off with taking the garlic, as that is excellent survivability. I'll take the rock because we can resell it if we need to, and then we'll re-roll. And then we'll probably need to pick up a leather bag, but we could alternatively take the pig and sell the rock. That's slightly weaker now. We might lose the first round if we do that, but it does give us a bit more economy to play with. Ooh, tempting. I do like economy. And now we can rebuy the... I guess we could have done it the other way around, bought the bag. We would have had to sell the rock either way though. So we'll get that for next round. Doesn't help us much right now, but there we have it. So we're a little bit weaker, instead of say taking like another piece of food and the rock, which would have been a little stronger. But then again, our opponent here is not very strong. So our poison should stack up very nicely here as they sold their mushroom to get a shield and spikes. So they're trying to do shield builds. I did still see some shield builds on my run prior to this. So they are still around. Shields are still very strong, even though they don't quite dumpster stamina as hard anymore. I think that's probably the biggest part of the change actually. Is like, it went from 25% to 35%, but half as much stamina tax on the opponent. So it's potentially not going to dump stamina as hard, except maybe on builds that have like a lot of weapons and are really spamming their weapons. There's our fry pan, so we really want that. And we will have to arrange these things in such a fashion. But we really kind of want a shield and extra bag space and more food and... We can't really do much of that right now. I think we might have to reroll. We could take the shield. but then we can't quite use it at the moment. I think we re-rolled into a bag space. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. We will take the onion, the garlic here. I always call it onion. Still, it does look like garlic. It even looks like Australian garlic actually, which is like smaller and purple if I recall. We'll make sure that these are touching for a little bit of extra speed, and that's pretty good filling on our coffin there for extra procs. All right, that's not bad. We did manage to get a. The garlics are good for the early victories. I got a pan and a sword linked to a whetstone. That is pretty strong, and a shield. Yeah, we're gonna be in a bit of trouble here maybe. Unless the poisons can carry for us at the end here. Us not having a shield of our own. Ooh, yeah, the flap. The pan. Getting him right in the noggin. Hi, Goobert, you little cutie. I ain't buying you. I am buying you. I don't think I got cards this time because I want to do potions, and it's like cards and potions both take a lot of space. So I don't think I'm going to push for that. I would like a banana if I could. And I can put that right here, and I can also get myself one of these. So that I can do, the best way would be to do this so that it's triggering both of those faster. Nice. We don't really need stamina currently with our setup from the banana unless they have a shield. If they have a shield, then the banana kind of like gives us that little bit extra to be perfect. It's not worth doing another reroll here because we're still at 75% common, and there's nothing I want to reroll that would cost 2 gold that I really want to get, so we'd rather wait for the rarities to increase here. At the moment, I'm basically just buying food. I really like bag space, food, and a shield. Not having the shield right now is a bit unfortunate and might cost us an early game somewhere around here. But we're looking at, this is pretty even. This is pretty even. But we got that one nicely. Bit of a mirror match there, wasn't it? All right, so we have a bag and some sail gloves. I will probably take those sail gloves, I think. For now, I can just put them on the pan, in which case the banana actually will be doing something, because it's now 20% faster, which means it's costing more stamina. Garlic left and dagger in bag? Yes, certainly. We can get a slight little bit of extra poison proc potential there. Let's go ahead and reroll. There's our first corrupted crystal. That actually rolled really early. So we're gonna go ahead and, do we want to sell the piggy bank and get it right now? That's like super early. What round is it? 4. That's like 2 rounds earlier than I expected. So this is the new corrupted crystal. It's a gem, but you don't need the gem box for it. Hallelujah. I kind of like question the gem box in general, and I wonder if the devs might tinker with how the gem box works in the future. Just being, they're so important for the fact that they're locked behind making sure that you get the gem box. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Anyway, the Corrupted Crystal is a gem that doesn't need the gem box. Opponents below 30% health deal 50% increased damage for any major attack build, especially one with a big single weapon, is going to, that's going to help you finish off your opponent quite nicely. Is it better than other gems you can put in there? It's pretty dang strong, but things like Life Leech and regular purple gems and stuff are very good though, so the other one's got some tough competition. The armor one I think is very good on the Reaper. Every time you inflict 5 debuffs, which happens very quickly, and if you're doing like a poison potion dump build, for example, you might well inflict 30 or 40 debuffs all at once. That's a lot of armor. So I think that one is very strong. And just sitting in the backpack is actually insanely good too with Mr. Struggles in particular. Every 5 seconds inflict fatigue damage, which starts your fatigue ramping up. So that you can play one of those like, you know, kind of slow fatigue ramping build. Eventually I'd like to get some in the backpack, but for now what I could do is buy this by selling the piggy bank. So sacrifice a bit of economy to put that in the pan and create the recipe. Either touching or inside of the pan will make the recipe. It actually works socketed it as well. So the pandemonium pan is, I think, pretty strong. Is it worth sacrificing a corrupted crystal? I don't know, it's actually debatable. It's a little bit debatable, I think. I don't need to get this right now. I could just reserve it and buy the discounted flute, for example. Like, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. But I do like the idea of getting that recipe done very quickly. So I might go ahead and do it. You know what I could also do is sell the dagger. That might be better than selling the piggy bank. I might sell the dagger instead. Then I'm keeping my economy. So I can merge this like this. That's actually possibly a little better. Well, I don't know. At the moment, maybe the pan's extra damage might be a little better instead. Yeah. And since we have the coin, we can just buy the rock because it's not gonna hurt. I'm tempted to reserve the flute for next round. What's the accuracy on the pandemonium pan? 90%. Its direct damage isn't that big a deal, so the accuracy isn't that important. Mostly it's gonna be about poison stacks. Otherwise, it does give us another way to proc armor, which is good for armor potions. And extra stamina is not that big a deal either, so mostly it'd just be for the armor. Maybe I won't reserve it. What we got here? Spikes and a few bits of fruit and veg. I ain't too worried about this one. I think we have this one well under control. So we'll get their health down to, what is 30% of 55? Around here. So now we'll do extra damage. I don't know if it lists it, 11 to 12. I'm not sure if that lists it or if it's a modifier when you actually hit. Let's have a look at the, that was the first time I've actually grabbed the scroll bar in one go. Yes. Yes. 12 damage from the pan. Considering it's 11 to 12, that looks like it might include the pandemonium. Yeah, I think it does. It's this and then the corrupted crystal as well. So that is, so you actually get that, see that on there. In fact, we can probably, if we scroll back in time, does it update this? No, I don't think it does. All right. Blueberry can fix 10% accuracy pretty quick with 2. Yeah, certainly, actually. Certainly. I like that it's awesome to sacrifice it for the pan, and it's awesome to just keep it. The many paths to win are why this is the auto battle I like. Yeah, the corrupted crystal. I've been really impressed with like how early this game is, and yet like how balanced it is in the sense of there being so many powerful things. Like most of the items feel powerful in some way, and whatever strategies you're coming up against, there are some ways to counter it typically. We'll see if that continues to prove true over time, hopefully so. But there is our pandemonium pan. So we get more base damage. It doesn't scale anymore like the other pan does though, you'll note. It no longer gains damage from food around it. You're not really a weapon damage build anymore. You still hit them with the pan, because why not, I suppose. But that's not really what you are. So we have some options here, but I think for now we'll probably put the mushroom. Let's move up a smidge. We'll put the mushroom sauteing in the top. And then we'll put this over here. So the starred ones are inflicting poison whenever they trigger. The banana is one of the slower ones. The fly agaric will be doubled in speed when the enemy gets to low health to try and push him over the line. I don't know if the mushroom is necessarily the best choice for that, but it seems like a good choice. It actually says any diamond item will trigger faster, so it doesn't even have to be food. It could be something else entirely. Like it could be Mr. Struggles, for example. So later we might rotate and put Mr. Struggles in there or something. But for now, we can just leave the mushroom there. And then we can do this one. And hopefully we'll pick up ourselves some more food. There is a pestilence flask here as well, which we're going to start wanting to get. It's a little early, but I certainly don't mind that at all. So we'll go ahead and put that there. So we're getting all the poison triggers from those, very nice. And do we want to we don't want to speed up the pan anymore because it's just the direct damage and it's not that big a deal. Like it'll still contribute, but maybe I'll speed up the fly agaric, or there's no easy way for me to do a combo of anything right now, because I just don't have anything to combo anyway. So we'll just put the gloves on one item for now, I think. We definitely want to pick up our pestilence flask so we can start building up a nice stockpile of flasks. Right now, by itself, it'll only activate if our opponent is regenerating, which is great. Some people start with regen because they've got herbs in their bag or whatever. It does a couple poisons. But later on, it gets really powerful once we activate it with other potions. We may well want to get some extra bag space here, because we will need it for any sort of potion shenanigans we manage to do. We won't roll here because we're not actually at round 6 yet, where the rare is starting to peak. We're still at 45% common. So we'll just leave that as is, I think. Yeah. That looks fine to me. So the main thing we did was switch over to full poison with Pandemonium, really. I mean, Pandemonium still itself does pretty good damage right now. What we got? We got some Goobit and we got some rocks. It's actually quite strong. We're probably gonna lose this one. Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, the swords buffing the rocks is very powerful. The hero sword on the rocks with the bag is by itself very good, and then a wooden sword on top of that. That is quite strong. Yeah, quite strong. Now, ooh, sale price shields. I can finally get that shield I've been wanting. And you know, I can't really say no to a cheaper Garrick. And what I could also do is put the blueberry in here to speed them both up. The banana is a little slow, so what I could do instead actually is this. Because it's a faster poison trigger, both for the coffin and the pandemonium, so that's a little better. It would maybe even be better to do it this way. Then the blueberry is scaling all of these nicely. It's quite fast. It's even faster. Well, they're both 5 seconds, yeah. So the blueberry is the fastest thing we can put there. That's good. I like that. Oh, potion belt. Fantastic. Not doing too much with it just yet, but soon. That's great. You can see rares are up to 40% now. And Pestilence Flasks are epic, so that's starting to climb at 20%. We want to try and get some armor flasks and things like that too. It's going to be nice. Mage Blood Online. So I want another cheap pair of gloves. I could sell the rock to get them. You know, that's a pretty good deal. Even if I just whack it on the onion or something. That's quite fine. And I can always resell those gloves when I need the space. Since they're not doing a lot for me, they're kind of just an investment in giving us a little bit of extra power now that I can resell. This is pretty strong with the Hero Longsword here, eh? And they've got a carrot, which is really good for them for stripping debuffs. We are still stacking quite nicely at 25 there. We might still just manage to win this. Ooh. Oh, so close. So close. Oh. You know it's close when you lose with your opponent with 1 hit point. Since I discovered that apparently the way that it works is if you draw, you both go into 0. It works in the player's favor, and that's where you go to 1. That's why you have a lot of games where you win with 1 hit point. But your opponent having 1 hit point means that it was actually 1 hit point. It's no like, it's no game kind of cheating in your favor business. Actually, as close as you can get. Damn. That's pretty brutal. I don't think we'll get the Box of Riches. It's a little slow and we're not doing that much with it here. We will get the stamina sack for this though. We're gonna need it soon, probably. Here's a stone skin potion. Oh, and a cheap bag too. We might want to sell one of those. Put this here for now, so that when this activates, it'll activate our Pestilence Flask. Right now though, we don't have a lot of armor gain. So we need some solutions for that. I might sell the gloves to get the extra backpack space. I don't really need it right now, but I want it out of the shop, I think. I might sell the agaric one. Doesn't matter, you know, weird bit. More important, I might leave one on the garlic, because the garlic's going to help me get my armor. Put the armor on top for now. That's a good suggestion, actually, because we don't have a super consistent way to get to 20 armor. It's better maybe that the Pestilence Flask gives us an extra activation of the Stone Skin Potion than the other way around. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's a good suggestion. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Steel Goobits, but only... Oh no, with the rocks though. That will get pretty strong pretty quickly. The armor was nerfed by 2, so they give 18 instead of 20 armor now, but that's very minor nerf. Steel Goobits still very good. But it looks like our poison stacks are really popping off though, and that's without any Flask shenanigans. We got to 30 in that level of time just from these. It's not bad. Alright, so certainly Nocturnal Locklifter could work just for healing, right? And healing off of your poison, it's always fine. Hexblade for debuffs is always very good. We're not really doing much attack stuff here, so the crit and accuracy is a little bit wasted. But the debuff is always good. I think Mr. Struggles, though, is the one we want here. Inflict fatigue damage. reflecting debuffs, and triggering faster. The triggering faster, I'm not sure what I want to do with just yet, but we can do this. I'm going to do it upside down there for now. So we'll make the agaric and the pandemonium trigger faster in fatigue. But most importantly, when the enemy gets to low health, so it's getting kind of close to finishing them off, the starred item will trigger twice as fast. So Mr. Struggles will trigger every 1.5 seconds with that debuff damage. So I quite like that. I do quite like that. Ooh, demonic flasks are strong later on. Opponent drops below 50, consume and deal damage to each debuff on your opponent. We will be getting a pretty large number of debuffs in this build. We definitely want it. It's just a question if we want it now. Since it's 8 gold that I could be spending getting more armor gain, pestilence flask, things like that. I don't think we'd push for our staff of unhealing in this run. Nor really a dark saber. It's more just about the actual use of it. We generally want this to be on the top. So maybe we'll swap this around now, or I could do it like so. Yeah, maybe just like that for now. We still do need to get a little bit more armor gain though. Another cheaper Garrick. Sure. It'll activate immediately like that and do nothing? Oh, true. We want to make sure that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't activate until... Well, no, it is kind of wasting that extra activation. Because it's not doing that much damage until the opponent has a few debuffs on them. So we want something that's going to activate a little bit later. Well, like the poison can activate right away, so that would be pretty wasted. If the opponent has regen from like the start of the round, which happens quite often, it'll just activate instantly. So that's not very good for us. Gaining the armor from that's quite good for us. The armor triggering does take a little while for us if it ever happens. Maybe it's actually fine to go there. And it giving us extra, like, say, poison is not that good. I think it's fine there. This was mainly buying it for later anyway. What have we got? Our opponent also has a pandemonium. They have gotten some gems in there. It's like we're seeing a little bit more armor despite them having a holy armor thanks to our stone skin potion. I should look to buy some rocks if I can as well. What are we at? 40 versus 34? Oof. Mate. Pretty brutal. I'm surprised they got more poisons than us. Yeah, I guess I did cleanse a couple with the health potion and the holy armor. That's why. So we did actually give them more poison stacks, but they cleansed quite a few with those two combined. That makes sense. Oh, and the poison dagger, yeah. Poison dagger. So they inflicted a pretty good amount, but we probably had a little bit more. But they were cleansing at the same time, which we're not currently doing. All right, there's our extra corrupted crystals. Also, health potions are quite good. We can use those to activate poison pestilence flasks when we take damage. Give us a little bit of a boost of damage. We can put this in our shield as a way of gaining armor to trigger the stone skin potion. The fatigue damage in the backpack also very good, but right now I think we want the armor. So whenever we inflict 5 debuffs, we gain 8 armor. That'll probably happen very quickly, giving us 20 armor, activating the stone skin potion, which means I probably want to do this now so that I'm activating the poison flask an extra time. This is still not a great spot for it, but it's fine for now. We probably want to move some things around. I'm going to take the healing potion. What we'll do for now, it's not quite all in the belt, but that is okay. I can't quite... I can't quite fit this like this. How can I fit my shield in? I might be able to get a bag here. Oh, mate. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, we'll actually just put them all like this. But if we want to funnel more activations into the poison flask, we can do it this way instead. It means we get a little bit less activations of the stone skin and health from the belts. But when these activate, they'll activate the poison more. So I think that is what I want right now. I think that's what I want right now. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And Corrupted Crystal will help us activate here. I'm gonna slow it down so we can take a look at when our potions activate. Our opponent is making some goobits. They got quite a few weapons. Like probably gonna have, oh no, it's actually not too bad. Oh, they got the Thorn Whip as well. Yeah, they're gonna have some stamina issues. Just gonna kind of blast them. All right. So initial activations don't trigger anything. We take a bunch of damage right off the bat, but trigger our block. And 5 debuffs gave us extra armor. So it's 64 armor off the initial activation there. And we gave them a couple poison stacks. I don't have any cleanse. Up to 10 poison stacks. I'll see how our armor holds here. It'll hold for a decent while, enough for their stamina to deplete. That's gonna look pretty good for us. And we'll be producing more armor every time from this. Every time we stack another 5 poisons, we're gonna be making more armor. That's gonna be pretty good. The faster and stronger our poison build gets, the better our survivability gets as well. Pretty mint. Look at that, 34. And even with that huge burst damage, that's a lot right there. That is a lot. I want to see what the Demonic Flask did in the log at the end here, because I think it's probably not doing too much yet, but it should get pretty strong later on down the line. Where did you activate, buddy? Didn't see when it activated. We can see how much damage it did on this. Demonic Fly, it did 1 damage. It did 1 damage. How did it only do 1 damage? Huh? We gotta hover further. Oh, it's because we gotta go down here. Oh, that was that 1 damage was when the poison flask triggered it for free. But the actual damage it did was 10. Still pretty low. Still pretty low. Still only 10. I definitely would have... I think it probably was a bit early to be buying the Demonic Flask. I think getting a second, like, re-rolling for a second Pestilence Flask would be better value. Obviously, it's a little bit of a gamble, but... yeah, it's probably better value. I don't think we want anything here. I mean, I could get, like, the pineapple and put it down here for faster activations. Just on... it'd only really be affecting the garlic as far as poison. Oh, only a Garrick. It's a bit expensive for what it's doing there, though. I think maybe I'll re-roll. You get the protective perks. The little bit of extra starting armor actually might be nice for the activation of the stone skin early on. Get a little blueberry here as well. Make those faster for a pretty cheap price. I'm gonna re-roll. I want to dig for some more potions. Not the Demonic Flask, I don't think. We've seen that that's not really doing enough here. Stone skin's good though. We want the stone skin. And another flask belt. We'll take the flask belt as well. Poison Goobit? You know, Poison Goobit might be worth making here. Tempting. I could indeed make Poison Goobit. I could drop the gloves and get the Goobit now. Combine 2 mushies. And we still have enough food left over for full pan activations. Poison Goobit's pretty good. I think I rate that. I rate that plan of attack. I'll just swap these for now. I probably will need like, maybe 1 more faster piece of food. I could just use the blueberry. I could put the blueberry over here. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fast anyway. We'll need to see if we can find space for our thingamabob here. I'll go the 2 stone skins on the Pestilence Flask. Alternatively, I could do this now, maybe. It's less direct applications of the Pestilence Flask. Bit more armor. Yeah, no, I'll leave it like this for now. How am I gonna fit this in? That's the only problem. Gooby Boy is eating all my space right now. I don't really want to not have the shield. It's kind of necessary. I think we do this and leave the life flask out. Oh, I can put it down here for now. That's good enough. There we go. Ooh, we got a lot of cards here. I buffed some of the cards. The lovers, I believe, got a buff. What are we dealing with? I don't have any poison, just the health potion, not too worried. Our stone skins haven't activated yet. That's interesting. We haven't managed to get 20 armor together all at the same time. The spear, well, it's not destroying anything because it's not got any free slots in front of us. It looks like we're still going to win pretty comfortably here. It's a shame our stone skins didn't activate. Didn't cost us the round or anything, but a bit awkward. Just taking a bit too much damage at the wrong time, suppressing our armor there. Poison Gooby! Poison Gooby. I can't do two up and down like that because there's one too few space there. You can do it sideways, but sideways is kind of useless because you need the flask to feed into each other and you can't do that with sideways. The best thing might be for us to do something like this and start feeding in this way with more potions soon. We don't really have the extra potions to take full advantage of this yet. You know, actually, this. Yeah, there we go. It's a little better. We need kind of more activations for the Goobit. He's okay here, but we might be better off doing this. We're gonna probably want this extra bag space, yeah? Yeah, that looks good for now. Let's see if our armor triggers and triggers the poison flask for us. 4, they get 45 from their armor. Waiting for debuffs to stack. 14, there we go, bam, 100 armor. Poison stacks up to 22, perfect. That's what it's gonna do, gulp. Damage dealt. And looking decently strong here. The blinds don't matter too much for us, the slow does. That damage is getting pretty big from that poison though. We should trigger that demonic flask here in a moment. Bonk, a little bit of extra damage. I'll be interested to see how much that was. We went to half and triggered that, which gave us more armor as well. That's good. That looks pretty good. Let's have a look at down at the bottom here. Stupid thing. Demonic Flask did a little bit more of a respectable 23 damage there. It's a little better. It's a little better. We may well find ourselves wanting a couple things here. The Flask is a definite, yes. It's quite satisfying the way that they touch tips. I'm pretty sure I don't want another pan. You could, in theory, pretty easily go for 2 pandemoniums, but I don't think so. I'm tempted by the extra shield for cheap. If I could fit it somewhere. Here, pretty easily. Let's reroll. The helmet was also somewhat tempting. There's another Corrupted Crystal. I think we might want all the Corrupted Crystals we can get, especially another one in the shield for now. The backpack is also very good too. The bird is like decent here for speeding up these activations. If I can actually get some more poison flasks though, they'll actually be a pretty small component of our late game damage compared to the poison flasks. So I don't know whether it's worth going for that. I can't quite buy this without selling something right now. You can sell the piggy bank here. We've still got quite a few rounds potentially that it can benefit us, but ensuring we don't have any more losses also is a strong benefit. So we'll go to this, and we'll turn this one left and maybe this one right. I think just, you know, shits and giggles. Here we go. Ooh, we got a Critwood staff, bow and arrow. It's not pointing at the Critwood staff weirdly, but it's not going to get extra activations. Just a bit of a misstep there. A couple carrots and stuff's pretty good here though. And they're not really getting any luck from their piercing arrows. A lot of mistakes on our opponent's board. Oh yeah, oh, it's pointing at the pan. I didn't see the pan. Oops, yeah, no, they're getting big crits there. I did miss the pan, maybe. They're certainly dumping some big old crits on us. Our armor is scaling up desperately to try and keep us alive, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Oof, yeah. Tried, but it wasn't enough. Not quite able to hang in there. That leaves us with only one try left to try and close it out. A little frightening. Okay, we have an extra pestilence flask. That's a pretty big deal. We're probably gonna want to try and get this going as well. How do we do this one? Here. Can I do that? That's probably the one that makes sense. Just have to steal the You know, maybe I'll just do this for now. Just use it for space for the moment, I think. Let's re-roll. Could have gone for the garlic. Cheap baggy's fine. A little bit more starting armor doesn't hurt. For getting that initial stone skin and poison proc. Pretty good if we can pull that off. Yeah, alright, we'll stop re-rolling there. Yeah, it's a demonic flask is maybe a little better with hexblade. Just because of the extra total buffs. Although you can get a lot of poison stacks here. Like that's 20 right off the bat, 160 armor. 170, 30. It's pretty good. If our opponent gets to half here, they're going to take a decent little chunk of extra damage. We can maybe pause when it procs and have a look. Just how much they took. It probably wasn't worth buying it when I did though. Our health potions haven't even procced yet to give us the extra armor there. So we're hanging in here pretty comfortably now. So that just went. And if we go down to the bottom, it just did 18 damage. One third of 60. Slightly under 1/3 of 60. So like a little hit of extra damage. There it is, 18. But it's not a lot, is it, right now? Oh, their immunity just kicked in right at the end here. There goes our health potions. That actually might have helped keep us alive there. That was pretty brutal at the end there. It took a lot of damage really quickly right at the end. Where was that? Dealt 82. No, that's to them. Where do we take all that damage from? Why did we go down at like from here to here? Is it just the poison damage? 45, 47 poison? Yeah, I guess it was just the poison damage. It looks like a bit more than that though, doesn't it? That was pretty nice though. Got it. We're going into overtime, I think, but we did lose a few extra lives there on the way, which I didn't really want to. I don't want a stamina potion or anything. I'm not big on the dragon skin here. I mean, a holy armor never really goes astray. Now, you already have poison cleanse from Goobert though, to kind of keep us in there. Give us a slight edge over any poisonous opponents. I would have to sell something for that. I don't think I will. So another one of these. Once we start getting more than one of them, they do start to get a bit more powerful as we have them proccing each other effectively. So, you know, what would it do? 15? So if we got 2, it would do 45 instead. We did, what, 18 damage? A bit more than that. So that is substantial. I think I will get the second one, and I'll put them in here so that we're getting a couple extra procs of them as well. Move that shield. Yeah, that looks a fair bit better there. I could get the extra potion belt if I wanted to move it over here and start building another potion line, although... Oh, I spilled tea everywhere. We don't exactly have space for another potion line unless we move everything here. I think we leave it for now. Could do with some more pestilence flasks. Oh, we got a crossblader. Ooh, crossblade has been nerfed a bit. It's still very strong though. Ripsaw plus crossblades. We went down to half-life, nearly half-life, pretty quickly, but we gained a bunch of armor. We're starting to ramp now. Poison's going up, armor's kind of hanging in there. There goes the life flask. Hopefully we can get him down to half and the demonics can help us bring him the rest of the way, but it's not looking so good. Oof, damn man. Not to be. It was looking decent for a bit there, but I think we can do that a lot better. I still gained A rank. We're moving up. I think we can do that a lot better. Not a lot of pestilence flasks, I think, hurt us a lot. I think the early purchase of the pandemonium cursed flasks, whatever they are. No, not pandemonium, the cursed flasks. I think the early cursed flasks was not worth it. It definitely just languished, wasting 8 coins for quite a while there. And certainly later on, like maybe going for that holy armor would have been what I needed. Having any body armor would instantly give us like 45 flat armor, right? Which then triggers your armor flask, which triggers your poison flask. And that's a lot of like initial damage there. So yeah, I think maybe like thinking back on that last run, getting the holy armor might have been a good call. Maybe the demonic flask, not as early as we did. Once we got 2 demonic flasks, I think like they get a fair bit stronger later on, but They're kind of maybe a finishing move you want to pick up in your last few rounds, maybe. Potentially, unless you've like really done well with getting poison flasks up to that point. I'm still exploring it, you know, still figuring it out, sussing it out. Sail Shield is quite good. We're gonna want that. That's an early box of riches, which is kind of tempting, but it would definitely cost us a loss early on to do that. Also, I have nowhere to put it without like trading off a dagger or something. I think I would rather re-roll here. Get the bag. And the garlic. Garlic and shield is a great start. We want to put it around this way though. Or maybe even better yet. Do a bit of this. Nice. Yeah, no, that's a great start right there. Against any attack build, we're looking pretty good here. Even dual swords and whetstones, which is one of the better starts, we do alright against. We're still a little bit at the mercy of shield procs. But we're hanging in there and poison's going up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice. Early cards. Cheap pig. Cheap pig I think we need to get. We want to get the pan. I'm gonna need to get some bag space if I can though. Otherwise I might have to sell the dagger to put the pan in. If I sell the dagger, I get 2 for the bag. I think I'll do that. The pan's more important here anyway. We kind of want... Maybe this way around is the go. Because then we can do this. There we go, that's better. They look pretty good here. We've got a stronger pan than them. They have 1 spike, isn't going to really help them that much. And we have stronger poisons. And armor because of the garlic. So, an easy win for us. We're probably going to want bag space. We need the extra fruit. So we can do this and put the banana there. That gets us an extra bit of food. And then I think we just leave it there. I'm not going to diverge from my potential strategy here a little bit. This looks a little better. I think got the spike shield up. 2 garlics is pretty good. It was a little stronger, but I think we still got it. Extra banana heals will keep us topped up. Very nice. Yeah, nice. Alright, first 3 games are wins. Very nice. Cheap berries we definitely want. Could buy the piggy bank and put it there. Could buy garlic and put it there. Could roll for a bag instead. The second piggy was maybe a good choice. But I'm looking to get a little space here. I'll just take the rock in case we want to keep it. Banana's not the exact one that I want, but I'll go ahead and take it there. I could have also taken the shield, less damage but more survivability. But would make me a little more susceptible to poison builds. Whereas the banana protects me against poison builds and attack builds. This is this is interesting. They're running pretty lean here, aren't they? Obviously hard pushing for crossblades. Mate, they might just win off damage. Oh, no, I think we're in there. Oh, mate, close though. Like surprisingly good. 2 hero swords and 2 whetstones. Mate, they are pushing hard for the crossblades. A slightly early pestilence flask is great. 15% epic, and we got it. Very nice. And the life flask as well. Oh man. Because we can use that to activate the poison. We just need to sell the rock and get this. Oh, that's actually really good. There we go. That's 2 triggers of the poison flask. Provided they have any sort of regen. If no regen, just the 1 trigger. Wait. How did it... Being 2 also applies the effect of the start potion without consuming it. How did this trigger opponent's regen's health? They don't have any regen. Does it count as healing as well? Like any healing, like from the pineapple? I thought it only counted as actual regeneration. It triggers off any healing? How did I not realize this till now? Oh, so that triggers off like leech and potions and flasks and food and stuff? What the? Okay, they probably should change the wording on that, I think. Opponent recovers health would convey it without using a term that is specifically one mechanic, right? I keep learning things, still learning things about this game, eh? Yeah, I would like, the opponent recovers health, or, you know, opponent regains health or whatever, would I think be a bit better. Every keyword uses a symbol, so they're consistent on that. That's a good point. Yeah, usually when they're using a keyword, they actually use the symbol, like gain 1, and then it's got the lock symbol. So that's true. In that case, the Pestilent Flask would say opponent, and then it'd probably have like regenerate symbol, right? If it meant that. Still think it could be a little less confusing, because it obviously had misled myself and I think quite a few others. But yeah, no, you're right. They do have an internal consistency there, don't they? Let's resume. It's looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good in this round. Up to 10 poison stacks. Gonna finish them off pretty comfortably. Very nice. We're 5 for 0 at the moment. 5 wins for 0 losses is very nice. I am going to take the Corrupted Crystal, definitely, and make our Pandemonium. Let's make our Pandemonium. And I also really want this, but do I want to sell something for it? I think I'll just pick it up next round. And in the meantime, we'll just take some one-costers and potentially resell them if we need to. But we can use that to also activate the Pestilence too afterwards. So that looks fine for now. Blind stack might save our life, especially against the Hero Longsword here. It's just the hero and a wooden though. Not as bad as it could be for us. Oh, the rocks though. But you know what would be far more scary against our opponent's board if they had instead put the rocks at the bottom here, touching the Hero Longsword. Oof. That is brutal. I don't think they realize that they can scale the stone with the Hero Longsword. So that's obviously a big mistake on their board. This down here would be a ton more damage on the rocks. Rocks with the Hero Longsword next to them is brutal. I mean, we may still lose, but we definitely should have lost. We definitely would have lost to that. Especially with how close it is. Oh, mate. Oh, okay, we still lost anyway. We still lost anyway in the end. There's our Pandemonium. We're gonna take the stone skin as well. And do we want to rebuild our board here? We'll go for the increased activations on the mushroom for now. You know, we might want to move it up, I think, given this particular situation. We also might want to roll now for... There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, also the potion belt. Oof, yummy. Mate, loving life here. Okay. We want to maybe do a bit of this. That one there, and just the berries in here as they're a little faster. Now, we're not gaining the armor very well yet, so we'll put the stone skin activating off the pestilence. Since we know that'll proc now on the opponent healing, and that'll give us a boost to keep us in the game. The other thing we could do, of course, is to have 2 potential activations on the pestilence, but since we don't really have very good armor gain at the moment, that's probably not going to help us. So we'll just leave that like that for now. What do we got? Gather resilience, pan and a poison dagger. We took a fair bit of damage here initially, but our armor's kicked in now. We've still got our health potions, that's quite good. Yeah, we go down, there goes the health potion. That's an extra poison set of stacks on our opponent there. Look pretty good. Vampiress is on sale. I still think Mr. Struggles is the better choice, even with that being half price. We're not really going to benefit that much from the weapon lifesteal, nor the... We'd have to get extra vampirism for it to really pay off. Yeah, I think we really want the witch, Mr. Struggles for sure. And we put this again here to speed up its activations. Right now it's not speeding up anything else though, which is maybe not ideal. We got a cheap customer card. It will actually help us with getting our pestilences. Oh, we might get that. Nice. Confirmed. For now, we'll just do a simple straight line like this. And we can have Mr. Struggles just feed the Flyer Garrick for now, perhaps. Can I... The banana and the pan for now, I think. Yeah, just turn the banana. I know I was being a bit of a goober there, wasn't I? Do I want the second agaric? Sure. It's not super good. Speeding up the banana a little bit. Oh, this is a little strong looking. Falcon blade, hero sword, bow and arrow. Not really generating any luck though is going to cost them, I think. We might be able to survive them. They won't be, unless we get really unlucky with them critting. But their crit chance is basically nothing. So they've generated 1 luck off the onion. There's 2 luck. It's too slow. That luck generation's too slow. Yeah, that's good for us. All right, so far so good. I think this run's going a bit better than the last run. I'm gonna straight up re-roll this one. So this is what we probably got the demonic flask maybe a little earlier than this time. But I might hold off on it for now, I think. Sell that pocket sand as well. You can use the blueberry to speed this up for now. Let's re-roll. The cheap cap of resilience is probably quite worth it. I'm not really gonna be able to afford that. And the space requirement would be pretty big right now. Blueberry with sand is better. Yeah, you're right. That's way better. The cap might be worth it for that amount. And if we get more crystals, we have one in the shield and the cap potentially. I also think we want the life flask too. What we can do actually is put a life flask here and here, and then we get an extra poison proc. We may just get rid of that. Could replace the shield and pig with the holy armor next turn. That'd be interesting. That would give us an instant activation on the stone skin, which could mean we could use it to trigger poison. I'll buy this since we can either just sell it next round or we can put it in our bags, even though I can't really fit it anywhere right now. And I can hold on to this, same deal, but we could reserve that and sell those. I think I'll do it. I regretted not buying the holy armor last time, so we'll get it this time. We've got someone crossblading. Have a bit more luck scaling this time around, so it's looking a little scarier for us. That poison's ramping real fast though. Where'd that poison go? 44? Oof, yummy. Yummy. So the other alternative is the Shield of Valor. So that's 35 and drain 1 stamina. The difference between the Bucket and the Shield of Valor is quite a bit bigger now since the change. Actually, I like that. That's an interesting side effect. Also, another Pestilence is very good. Oh. Oh, now we have even more options to consider. So we can certainly sell that back for the 4. And that gives us enough to get... If I sell this, I can get the armor and the flask, and we still have a bit more gold left over from that to maybe get like the fanny pack here, which we might need. I think I'll do it. The question is, do we want the Shield of Valor or the Holy Armor? That cleanses poison. This is better against attack builds. We're seeing a lot more attack builds now. Start items give more armor. Ah, that's what they changed that mechanic to. They actually make them give more armor instead of the other way around. I misread that when I was reading the patch notes. I thought it, like, they buffed the Shield of Valor by 30%. Aha. It's a little bit less in a well-optimized setup, but it's a bit more easy to use. Or a bit more easy to understand, I guess. I think I'll go the Holy Armor. And we're gonna want that flask, but we just have to decide where we want to put it. So now we can have the armor, the stone skin, activate that straight away. And I'll, we want to speed those up. And I can just do this and swap this for now. So that works okay. It's an extra poison when that one triggers. That looks pretty good to me. We can keep that for now. That looks pretty good. So we should see an instant proc of this, which means instant 5 poisons. Very nice. 22, 25. Let's go, gulp, gulp, gulp. Potions spamming their poisons quite nicely. Pandemonium building them up steadily. Looking good. Yeah, I could say goob it for poison goob. I don't know if it's worth the effort now that we have the holy armor, because that's cleansing poison. So that you can do both. That was a fast turn, wasn't it? We could get the second herb here for a potion upgrade. We might actually do that. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. If we shift them all over, we need, I need a little bit more space. I have an idea. We'll do this. That's nice. That's very nice. It might be better to shift that down one. It might kind of just be much the same in the end, actually. But, oh, and yeah, then it's a bit harder to fit that in, actually. I'll keep it like it was. I think I like the armor triggering the poison right away. Yeah, that was good to me. Just put that there for now. And we can get a health flask upgrade. Very nice. That's like more survivability when I need it, kind of. Yeah. It's like that or a bit more damage. Like this is a bit more damage. But only when I get to half health. Yeah. Ooh, there's another corrupted crystal for us. The other thing we also have here is the Death Scythe, which is a very expensive but very powerful way to double poison. And we can put that underneath like or around the Pestilence Flasks to get 3 of those Pestilence Flasks to provide a lot of extra poison. So that's potentially something you want to try and get as well. It is quite expensive and needs a bit more bag space. So it might come with some sacrifices potentially, but being able to double that burst of poison is pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. 100 armor, 30 poison, looking pretty good here. We're just up to 20 poison here. They're not stacking their heat enough. Oh, that's not the upgraded dragon anyway. We're in survival with just the 1 loss. Bringing us back to 5. This is a good run then. Going very well here. There's our strong health potion. So healing for additional and giving some extra regen after that as well. I think we might want to try and make the Death Scythe work. If I sell something, I could sell the customer card and get the stamina sack for more space. And that hopefully will give us the space to be able to do this. So for this though, we're gonna want the potions together so that we can have them kind of getting affected here. We might want to move them all over, I think. Might not be able to link quite as many potions together. You can kind of touch them on the edge there. But for now, it's probably easiest for us to just do this. So they're all being doubled in potency now. I would love to get the potions down here to help activate this though. Because right now I've just got that. I really want to get these down here. For now I might just have to use these health potions around this way. And of course we want the stronger potion on top so it gets consumed again. Oh yeah, there we go. Well, that still leaves us with a little bit of an issue here, doesn't it? I can get 1 extra potion in here. That I don't mind. Just put the strong one in there, I suppose. This is just a floater for now. Okay, that's more poison. I like that. We'll do that for now. Alright, we can get our crystal next time. What about reserving the Fire Garrick at this point? The stacks from the Garricks are not going to be doing that much compared to everything else. Did you see? Did you see how much poison we got immediately? 80 poison. They're doing similar, but they don't have a scythe to double it. Did you see how much poison? Yummy. 98 poison. That's a lot of damage. So we start the game, we gain the armor, and then our stone skins trigger, giving us more armor. Let me just move it so you can see the health there. The Pestilence Flask kicks in. That's a 1 bonus trigger of the Pestilence Flask, takes them to 6, doubling from the scythe. And then, doodle-doodle-doo, here's the rest of them. 6, another 6. And another 6, 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 and another 6. There we go. Bring in the 71. Right as the first poison trigger happened, actually. So it happened right before that poison trigger, which is beautiful, because it meant we get all the damage, not like on the next trigger. So that's a bit faster. And then it's just a little pan scaling up. So you can see how the flasks are starting to outstrip the pandemonium. It's still adding another 20. Well, let's have a look at the total damage here. Pandemonium, 23 damage, and then we probably gained another 20 poison stacks from the pandemonium triggers. That's pretty good. Pretty worth. For now. It's something you could transition out of late game, maybe. If you get enough other potent things. I'm gonna go for the armor scaling, I think. Because it's that or we get like a little bit more damage from fatigue, which is quite good, but I think the armor gain is the big thing. And the potion belt, mate. Brilliant. Brilliant. Where do we have it though? What we could do is this. And get more poison flasks in here later. But for now, I think we're okay, just like so. And we can just effectively gain another another one of these here. Yeah. So there's kind of like, you can reroll freely here. It doesn't really matter as far as I know. I don't think it changes from here, so we can take that and reserve that. Probably want that one as well. Without having anything to sell, it's not really like that big a deal if I reroll though. Can't really do anything with that information. 200 armor, 60 poison stacks, mate. Here we go. This run we got it. The last run was a little shaky as we were figuring stuff out. This run's looking pretty good there. They ramped pretty hard here at the end. Only just closed it out. Only just closed it out. How's our debuff stacked up? Their crit chance got pretty high for their daggers and hammer, which is fairly strong. Pretty strong. Almost died to it. Not quite though. We're okay. The demonic flask is going to be starting to get a fair bit stronger now. I'm going to take this. An extra activation on the health potion's not bad. The only problem is that kind of happens really early and then doesn't really do anything. Come to think of it, that's not actually that helpful, is it? This one's better. More armor when we gain armor. Right, potion down 1 and 3 salt left 1. Yeah, what does that do? Does that help us? There we go, yeah. We still want to activate that poison rather than the health potion, but there's an extra activations there for us. Health triggers extra armor, that's fine. Do we want to get the demonic flask now? We'll get our demonic flask reserved. Obviously can't buy it now. Demonic's going to be hitting pretty hard now that we're getting to like 80 poison. I wonder whether it'd be worth where it would be worth putting it. We could put it in like here maybe. A little bit less initial poison activation. We'll see once we get it. Might change with bag space. Yeah, I think it does like 30 damage with our current poison stacks. 300 armor. Our opponent is also bursting potions, but mostly stone skins. We're up to 60, 200 versus 140. Looking pretty strong here. Looking quite strong. They've got Critwood Staff with Falcon Blade, which is a nice strong combination. And they got a bit of luck scaling, but not a ton. What are they running, the Yggdrasil? Yeah. It's good for giving the mana to activate Critwood Staff straight for a few seconds. But it looks like our poison stacks here, unless we get a couple meaty crits, I think we're going to be okay. That's 74. We go into fatigue, so we speed up a little bit and get a little bit stronger here at the end. And then 74 finishes them off. Nice. Yeah, any stronger builds we're going to be going into fatigue against. There's on sale holy armor there. We don't want this above the armor flask though, do we? It can activate an armor flask, that's okay. It's because otherwise it doesn't really do anything because it happens too quickly. Since the armor flasks activate immediately. Yeah, we should swap those around, you're right. The blueberry's faster for pandemonium. Thanks, good suggestion. Kind of tempting to get the second holy armor. Space is a bit of an issue though. Demonic is best above HB because we could do it this way. It's a little bit less like initial poison though. I think poison's better the earlier you apply it. Like it could go up here. Maybe I'll do it this way for now. Just for the extra demonic flask activation. So when we get down to half, if the fight's pretty serious, we get an extra demonic flask hit. Move purple flask above. And then spin stone and you have room for armor. You mean we do this? Yeah, that might be better actually. It's not quite as good for the flask, but we get the two holy armors, which is quite nice. We get a 4 regen from that as well. Yeah. That's gonna give us a lot of initial armor, isn't it? We're gonna have like 300 starting armor or something. 240 starting armor, 364 when the potions go off. It's a lot of armor. Pretty tanky. Pretty tanky. 70 poison, 69, nice. 72. Our opponent has some decent poisons of their own and some poison cleanse, but not enough to really keep up, just kind of taking the edge off. Right, 83 poison. They cannot keep up with that. They got through our armor finally. We go down to half. Maybe. Go down to half. There goes our potions, keeping us in the game a little bit longer. Nice. How many more rounds do we have? 3 more rounds? This could be a 17 win. Fingers crossed. I don't think I've had a 17 win before. That would be very delicious. Let's put this up here. Is this something we need though? We get an invulnerability. Well, we're not really generating. Yeah, we might actually get that invulnerability and it might come at a pretty good time because it's kind of slow. Yeah, I don't know. For 12, I don't think the book does enough for us here. No. Like the book here is decent. I don't think for 12 it does quite enough. Compared to the reroll, what the reroll got us. The reroll is definitely a lot better. Okay, so now that we got this going on, what we maybe want to do is something like this? Because then we're getting an extra pestilence flask inside of this. It's just kind of sitting by itself. But maybe that's all right. It's tempting to try and move this over. The pan is not doing as much anymore. It's mostly the flask dump. It still like is pushing us over the edge and has been responsible for some victories though. Wonder if I might be better off flipping this a bit. Space-wise, we might be better off. I'll experiment. So that get me here. There we go. Yes. The 2 demonic flasks being linked means that it's triple whammy of demonic flask damage, which could be, what, like, if we're 90 poison stacks, could be like 90 damage. So that's pretty good. I think we don't need the banana anymore, but we also don't need to sell it right now, so we just keep it there. If we get an extra bag, we might be able to fit it somewhere. What are we dealing with? A classic spikes build with a crap load of armor generation. I don't think it's going to do that well against us, I suspect. I think we should have this one in the bag here. Let's see the demonic flasks when they trigger, and we'll take a look at their damage this time around now that we have 2 of them. They're about to trigger. Next tick. They're only at 46 poison though. They've got a little bit of debuff removal there. So it's not going to be as hard a hit here as it could be. Let's have a look at the log. 15, 15, 15. So 45 damage from the flask is not bad. It's basically an extra tick of poison damage now. That's effectively what they do. Do we need to fill out our bag slots a little bit here? If we get another pair space there, we can put another demonic flask in there. Swap that and put another flask there, potentially. I think we reroll for another flask. Nothing here we want. Another armor flask is an option. There's another baggie here too. Alternatively, the belt. The belt is quite good here. Ooh. The top poison flask can be flipped. Oh yeah, chain the linking. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. And we want to do this, which gives us extra demonic triggers. Oh, even when the life flask now triggers the demonics too. Oh, mate. Mate. I love it. It's really coming together. For now, we just take the extra health activation. It's not really, maybe it's better this way actually. The strong health potion is good to get an extra activation on it if we can. But the armor triggering a health is probably going to happen at the start of the match, which doesn't really give us any benefit. This way it's a little better. That's what I was just typing. Armor over health. Yeah, you want the armor over the health, especially because you're like getting a bit of extra health back and then converting some of it and whatnot. It kind of works well. Here we can, not going to fit the banana in, so we'll just take that little bit extra there. And that looks pretty good. So we should actually be getting potentially 4 procs of demonic now instead of the 3, which is going to be pretty hefty finishing. 420 armor. Beautiful. Oh, 75 poison stacks. Mate, it's looking good. It's looking very good. They do not have anything here to dismantle what we are doing. There goes the triggers on the demonics. For academic curiosity, let's just have a little bit of a look. They only hit for, oh no, it's listed separately here. 27 and 73, so over 100 damage on the demonic flasks this time. Not bad, not bad. That was very good. Yeah, that's a solid extra hit of damage there. And actually, now because of the extra triggers from the belt, it's more than whatever our current poison stacks are. Haven't quite managed to crack our armor even. Oh, came close at the end here. Oh yeah, just cracked our armor at the end there. This I think will be my best run so far. We're at 16. I've gotten to 16 once or twice, but I don't think I've ever gotten to 17 wins. I think 18 is the highest you can actually get. I had 1 loss, so it's not quite the perfect dream run. But 17 is certainly quite the joyous, assuming we win this next one. Extra Pestilence Flask. I cannot say no. I cannot say no. But where do we put it? That's the struggle here. I think maybe we put it... We can't really fit it in the Death Scythe, I don't think. Not without... Yeah. Maybe if we do this and... I think we just put it below the purples, yeah, like that. You could have it the other way around, the purples adding some extra poisons, but I think you want the poisons and then the purple will trigger right after them. It makes sense. Demonic Flask, a little bit more damage at the end there. It's our last round, so basically whatever we can kind of chuck in our remaining spaces. I could do the garlic. If I don't, there's a bit more of a chance I might be able to squeeze another flask in there though. I don't think we'll need this. Flute's not really going to contribute too much here. Does the extra flask belt help much? Not really, sadly. Doesn't actually really help us. No. We can't do anything there with that. I think we will be just taking the garlic here, I suspect. Of course, right after I take the garlic, we roll another flask. Of course. I could sell things for it. 3, and then I need another 2. It's maybe fine to just not, I think. Sell it in a small bag. The bag, true, I can sell the bag. To get a little bit back. Wow, it has to be 2 bags. Wait, the blueberry will do it. The blueberry will do it. Let's go an extra poison flask down there, and we'll just have a little lingering stone skin, I think. That looks fine to me. It's about as flasky as we can get on this run. Without starting like another whole line, which you certainly could do. Definitely at this point, like, the pandemonium is not contributing too much anymore. But it got us here, right? Like, it rounds out the early game of this quite nicely. It gives you a food pan into pandemonium poison into flasks. 3-step strategy here. This is what is going on here? Look at all these corrupted crystals. I'm just now noticing just how much armor they're producing. Oh my lord, and why did my flask not trigger? Why did my flask not trigger? They have never healed. Oh, they've gone counter build. I've been hard countered. They don't have any healing at all. Come on, just heal 1 point of health, please. Please. Come on, just 1 point of health. I got hard counted because I didn't heal. Okay, I gotta hand it to him. That's brilliant. Well done. Well done. The counterplay to Poison Flask spam, which is very strong right now, is to just not heal ever. And I mean, they found the solution. Corrupted Crystals combined with debuff stacking with the dagger and poison daggers with hammer build for even more poisons to generate a lot of armor, plus, you know, some shields. So that's pretty clever. It's definitely kind of narrow. I think that might fall apart against a few other strategies, but I don't know, not even that many. Certainly like some blue gemmed weapons would cause it a bit of carnage. It's an interesting evolution of the shield spam strategies from last week, actually. Yeah. A blind build is going to hit them pretty hard. We did reflect some blinds, which helped us a little bit, but not enough. Oh man, yeah, no, without the 100 poison stacks from our flasks, it's a big difference. Like, we're still decently strong, but not strong enough to crack that armor. Oh, my elusive 17 win run remains elusive. Yeah, still a brilliant run, and ba-ba-da-ba, diamond! Nice, diamond 12. Moving on up. Definitely very strong. Interesting to see right at the end there. A very solid counter though, because I was kind of wondering what is the strongest counter, and committing to no healing is hard to do, but they did it and did it well. That's pretty good. Isn't countered by blind builds as the dagger fixes the accuracy? That's true. The hex dagger does quite a good job of providing enough accuracy. Even if your opponent is cleansing debuffs, it still provides enough accuracy and enough debuffs in total with like a poison build like that. That's still going to be pretty brutal. True. I don't know if there's I can't think of a hard counter off the top of my head, so that shield no healing with the new crystals. The new crystals might be a little too strong, maybe. We'll see how they feel after a week, right? That's the idea. The devs seem to be updating weekly now. And after a week, it might well be true that you know, it kind of gets figured out a little bit more, but it looks day one a kind of assessment. They do seem a bit strong, maybe. Those crystals. It probably wouldn't take too much to bring them to a reasonable level though, maybe.